Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again with another video. Today on Vibes from the Six, we're going to be talking about Phil Foden getting a hat trick, Cole Palmer getting a hat trick, Arsenal winning their game, plus a little bit looking forward to the likes of a little bit looking forward to obviously Tottenham's upcoming game. The fact that they lost they drew their previous game. It feels like they lost actually to West Ham, but it wasn't a loss. It was just a draw. And also we're going to look at the big game, Manchester United versus Liverpool, top of the league Liverpool, as Arsenal and Man City keep pace. But this weekend have a bogey game versus the likes of Brighton and Crystal Palace, who are two teams that sometimes get points off those guys. So we're going to get into all of this plus more, but do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Of course, Eagle Talks Football is sponsored today by no other than SofaScore. So check this out, and the link is in the description to download the beautiful app. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, get W's in the chat as we got my boys coming in. First, we got my guy Jay. He's a Tottenham fan. I don't know how he's feeling about the midweek draw, but he's always looking forward to the next game. Doesn't dwell in the past for too long.
Never that. Yeah, feeling good. Yeah, not stressing. Like I think I was on a stream with you briefly the other night. Like I said, a draw against West Ham is not a terrible result, but it's just not what we were looking for. But Forest at home on Sunday, so we got Newcastle away next week, so need that win against Forest. So
there you go.
We'll see how we go.
There you go. Next we got Liverpool. So let's talk about Liverpool.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
What's going on at Liverpool, Ram? How you doing? Talk to me.
You know how it is, girl. I told you this since January, bro. Gid. Big up
Top
my boy,
of the
Have
league,
Hope.
yeah?
Yeah, big up my boy, Have Hope. Gid. Just get it done. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're all doing, girl. We're all doing it. We're all getting the job done. And
but let's see if Manchester United can get the job done.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yo, Dammy's in the building. Dammy, what's good?
What's good? What are you saying, my G? I just found it interesting in your intro, by the way, when you said Cole Palmer scored a hat trick, Foden scored a hat trick, and then you went and said Arsenal won. I thought there's meant to be a third person following up the train.
I guess you're going to talk about that. I guess
you're going to talk about that. For that. It's the important part of the season in a certain manner.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Let's allow it. But yo, we got Vader in the building too. Vader, how you doing?
What up? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. You know what it is. I see the panelists. I see a man's back on the panel now that his team's at the top of the league. Interesting. But yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Ram has been letting Rack hold all the corn and hold down the ship for a while.
What? The only time we lost when it was during the last couple of weeks, I was actually on here. So Rack has been holding the smoke for all you man, cuss my team. So stop it. Stop with the lies. Stop it. I beg to God. Let's go over the show.
Okay. You know what? Since we're waiting for Ches, we're not going to get into the hat tricks and all the other stuff. Can we start with Tottenham, actually? Because we always do them a disservice where we go and talk about them last. Let's start with Tottenham.
Do we do them a disservice?
I kind of feel like we do because we spend like 15 minutes on them at the end of every show rather than giving them an actual segment.
Jay's busy lining up things like on his app.
I'm doing nothing of the sort. It's WrestleMania. It's actually WrestleMania weekend. So I'm like, I probably have to go out tonight, because obviously it's a 2-night affair nowadays. So yeah. I'm
surprised people still watch wrestling so religiously over here.
Hey, bro, listen, let's I like you, Igal. Let's not get into the whole narrative.
I stopped watching once.
People are fake. Wrestling is real. That's my
I've never gotten into the Roman Reigns era. To me, last time I watched wrestling, John Cena was the man in charge.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like 2012.
Well, the Roman Reigns era is a good era. Like it's a good time to watch it. The Cody
Hey,
era.
let me know if anybody in the chat watches wrestling. But let's get straight into it. Let's just get straight into it. Tottenham drew versus West Ham. And I swear we were on the channel and you were saying something about a 3-1 win versus West Ham, and you weren't too concerned. But like this was one of the banana skin games you did point out also, to be fair.
Yeah. So with a game like this, right, I wasn't concerned because it's like we're slowly getting into a point where we control games reasonably well. We get hit on the counter and stuff, but like we control games pretty well. So I thought it was, considering we were playing against players like Bowen and Kudus and Paqueta, and you know, we kept them to not a lot of chances. I was broadly happy with how we defended, how we played out of possession. Just thought final ball lacked a bit of creativity. So yeah, it's one of those points where it's like, because you're trying to finish top four, a draw at West Ham isn't a bad result. Villa obviously lost to City as well, so you really gained
Man United drop points also.
Yeah, so you really gained a point on the teams around you in this game week. So it's a bit of a free swing because we don't have the expectation of trying to win the league. So whereas you might say right now, oh, a draw at West Ham, we've dropped points, we look at it with a slightly more gentle, softer perspective, where it's like that's not the ideal result, but we'll take it. So yeah, you know, Forest again at the weekend will be a tricky kind of game. Not tricky in terms of, I think we've got more quality, but tricky in terms of that team that will, you know, do a low block counter, Ilanga, Hudson Odoi, Gibbs White.
Is it away or at home?
We're at home, but it will still suit them, that kind of play. But you know, again, I think we'll win 3-1. Keeper on corners. Yeah, our set piece defending is not very great at the moment.
Yeah, we got to talk about him. He's suspect.
Yeah, it's not so. I think it's one of those things where it's tactical. Teams are putting it on him a little bit, and they're pushing. They're pushing. They're seeing a couple of mistakes, or they're seeing that the refs aren't blowing the whistle. So yeah, he's got to. That's an area that Vicario needs to improve. He needs to probably be a little bit more, you know, get claiming the ball, dominating his 6-yard box a little bit. So that you know, you want to see that improve over the next few games and next season. But like I said, we didn't not win that game just because we conceded a sloppy goal from a corner. We didn't win it because we didn't create enough, and we didn't test their goalie enough. We didn't take enough shots. So yeah, it's nothing really to worry about. You know, it's like,
you know what? I feel like you're right, because Aston Villa and Manchester United drop points. No one can really banter Spurs anymore. It was fun in games on the 2nd of April, but now it's like it didn't even hurt you.
Yeah.
Wait. Why are we mentioning this?
What?
Why are we mentioned in Tottenham's? Whatever?
Yeah, because people till even this week, people still believed you guys could have got something.
We're gonna finish 6th or 7th, please. It's not bad.
So you guys all think Tottenham's gonna finish 4th ahead of Aston Villa?
Or 5th, one of the two.
I think they're going to get Champions League football, but they won't finish ahead of Villa. I don't think. How many points are they behind?
Yeah, the live chat is dry, guys. What do you guys think? Honestly, come on, chat to me.
We'll see.
Jay,
you got no chance for finishing 5th.
No, finishing 4th it's like I think we'll finish 4th. Basically, we basically need to match. If we beat Chelsea in our game in hand, we basically just need to match Villa's results between now and the end of the season. And I look at it
honestly, Jay, from my point of view, looking at the
fixtures.
No, not the fixtures. I'm looking at what the English teams are doing in Europe and what the German teams are doing in Europe. I think the only teams left in Europe for Germany is Bayern Munich, Leverkusen, and I think Union Berlin.
And Dortmund.
When it comes to England, we've got Villa,
Dortmund,
Liverpool, West Ham, City, and Arsenal, and we're only a couple of points behind them in terms of the coefficient. So honestly, whether you're 5th or 4th, You're
Yeah,
gonna get Champions League football, in my opinion.
that's it, man. I'm not
Let
worried.
me know
I'm
in the
not
chat,
worried.
people. Where do you guys think Tottenham is going to finish? Personally,
The music's coming back next season. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if you finish.
and it's not. And all in all, you know, when I look at it and say, considering this is year one, Ange, you sold Kane in the summer. Job well done by the club so far. Like in this kind of little mini rebuild, it's a good. They've done all right. I can't complain. No complaints.
Now they just need to follow it up by improving in the summer. Okay, so we got Ches in the building, and we got Dami. I think it's time we talk about. Should we talk about the? Nah, we'll wait. Vader, when you're ready, we'll talk about the City game. But first, let's just talk about Palmer and that Manchester United game. Ches, take it away, bro. You were hyped yesterday. I seen Ches putting in the group chat. The Foden, Saka, Palmer debate ended yesterday.
Did I say that?
I think you said those exact words.
No, I'm joking. I know. I said it.
What did you say? Let me just read it. You said Saka, Palmer, Foden debate for this season ended tonight. What did you mean by that?
Because when his team needed him, he stepped up. Where was Saka against Porto? Where was Saka against Man City? Where was Saka against Liverpool?
I'm pretty sure Saka scored. I'm pretty sure Saka scored and assisted.
There's scoring and then there's turning up. Like Foden turned up on the weekend. Palmer turned up. Yes, it was 2 pens, but if everyone watched that game with their eyes, he was twisting people up. He created 8 chances in that game. He was the outlet for us, as he always is. Good on the ball, good IQ. Like, he literally helped us get that win. His ingenuity, the Enzo quick, what's it called, Ram? Corner taking quickly of Enzo and Palmer. That doesn't happen without someone's like football IQ being quite high. And last minute of the game, last few seconds, he's so nonchalant that he just does it. And no one else has even thought about what he's going to do. He takes the ball, shoots and scores. I can't think of anyone on my team who would have done that. Most of our teams. There's not every single player has that kind of intuition. So that's why I say that's when a player turns up and shows you. If Saka, for example, scores the last-minute winners or like plays really well in the next few games, right, and helps Arsenal win points, then I'll say the same thing about Saka. But I just haven't seen that this season. Foden, for example, against Brentford and who last played Villa, 2 games off the top of my head, forget the hat-tricks. When his team needed him, because KDB's not there, Haaland's been rubbish, Alvarez is kind of poor, he steps up. He gives his team the points. And if we get Europe this season, everyone will be able to agree it's literally because of Palmer. Like 75% of it's not because of the whole team, not because of our defense. We conceded 50 goals. Not because of our attack. Sterling's been poor. Jackson's been poor. Mudrik's been decent. But they're not the reason why we're going to get Europe. It's because of Cole Palmer. He's the second highest goal scorer in the league. And I think he's like 3rd or 4th for assists. So sometimes I've just got to prop my player and give him the props he needs. And yesterday showed another example of that. If we didn't have him in our team, we'd be finished. And I can openly admit that. So yeah, good recruitment. And I'm not going to overly gas the game. Sure, Danny won't either. If he won this game, he wouldn't overgas it either. We just took our chances when we could. And we got over the line. But I'm just so happy, it's in the terrace ago, yeah, that we finally beat a top 6 side. It's been a long time since we've done it, other than Spurs. They're rubbish anyway. But everyone else is actually important the last few years. We haven't beat you, man. Like Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, we haven't beaten the league for a long time. City, the last time we beat them in the league was under Tuchel 3 times in a row. You might remember that before the final. So this is our first win in a few years. So I'm gassed, man. And they've actually helped us quite a lot in Europe because us dropping points at Burnley and then winning this game, it kind of levels itself out. Because I would have taken a win versus Burnley and a draw versus United, but that was reverse. I don't really mind. 4 points out of 6. We could make it 7 points out of 9 if we beat Sheffield United away. I'm not going to say we will because obviously like my team's inconsistent, but he's now helped me because I've now taken points of a direct rival for top 6, and I've now improved my points percentage. So by that logic, I'm in a better position now than before because we all game in hand. If you win our game tomorrow,
Friday night maths with chess. Thank you very much, you guys. I never.
You know what? Let's just hear Dami's thoughts on the game because Dami's probably gonna say that was the worst game he ever seen in his life.
It was an unbelievable mid-off. I can't lie to you. Just end-to-end midfields being bypassed. I can't lie to you. Like I said, if we won the game, it's not like I'll just sit here and be gassing it up because you're just watching 2 shit teams on show. I just can't believe that we were 3-2 up. We left Stamford Bridge with 0 points, and it's just our own doing. If you get what I mean. So I don't know. I've not got a lot to say really. Our season's over. We're just here to kind of ruin other people's seasons. I'm looking at the person above me on the screen. Sunday, hopefully we can nick a draw to ruin his season. Maybe ruin Arsenal's title chance, and that's it. Because we're not winning no FA Cup. We're not getting Champions League football. The season is done. I don't want to see any hopium or copium because we're not a good team. Our manager has lost the plot with everything he's doing. I don't think you can actually blame him for the fourth goal because at the end of the day, it's what, the 103rd minute that you scored the fourth goal? Something like that? I can't remember. But
101st minute, yeah.
Yeah, some dumb time like that. You can't really blame him for that because
I think it took 87.
No, a lot of people are blaming Ten Hag.
I was going to say it took 87 seconds for them to score their fourth goal.
The problem is that the problem is for that isolated goal and goals, it's not his fault. But leading up to that, the whole entire game could have been avoided if he had a better style of play, better midfield, etc. So the overall issue is still him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch up on that. I was going to say the fourth goal in an isolation isn't him. The whole season is him, and that's why I've come to terms with the fact that he has to leave because this happened in Copenhagen, in Bayern Munich. Yesterday, there's too many instances, Copenhagen away as well. There's too many instances where the same thing keeps on happening. So he has to go because it's just embarrassing. How can you lose a game? I think we set the record for the latest time in a Premier League game to be winning and to still lose. The 98th minute and you lost. No, come on. Nah, season's done. We're just here to ruin people's seasons. That's all I have to say.
I couldn't believe it.
Okay, you're here to ruin Liverpool season next week.
I said yours too, by the way. yours soon come. Last game of the second to last game of the season.
I mean, the irony is, if you lose on the weekend, you actually hamper Arsenal's opportunity to win the league.
Yeah,
because I think Liverpool's second hardest game is obviously Tottenham away, but before that is this game. So if you lose to them, you actually
Tottenham at home.
Yeah, was at home.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Yeah, this is it. This is basically it. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
This is Man United's toughest game, you guys are saying.
Liverpool's
toughest game. Well, we're gonna have to wait and see. Let's just come back to the Cole Palmer thing. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Since Ibrahimovic for PSG, that was probably one of the jammiest hat tricks. I'm not even trying to belittle it. It's
quite
just
specific. It's quite specific.
Wait, that's very specific. What do you mean Ibrahimovic?
What hat tricks have been
2 penalties?
Yeah, you guys definitely researched worst hat tricks of all time.
No, because I seen one of the guys on Twitter, Jaden tweeted it out. Shout out Jaden. He was basically talking about how Cole Palmer's hat trick reminds him of Ibrahimovic's hat trick, where he got two what do you call it, like penalties, and then the other one was.
Can I just say one thing quickly on Cole Palmer, because I've not really said my opinion on Cole Palmer out loud, and so I think, Cole Palmer is a good to very good player who is playing very well at the moment. Now, the difficulty with someone like Cole Palmer is there's sometimes you can have a very, very good player, or you can have a good player who's in very, very good form. And it's sometimes difficult to tell which is which, like Kulusevski, for example. If you'd asked me 2 years ago, I would have sworn blind that he was better than Saka. Yeah? But Saka's better than him. But Kulusevski, in a moment, was in much better form, and it looked like, when you look at the player from a certain extent and angle, he was a better player. So that taught me moving forward, when I'm judging a player, is he in good form or is he a top player? Now, Saka has always risen to the challenges. So when he first came on the scene, starting for England, leading a team, trying to challenge for the title, doing it back-to-back years, he's risen to the challenges that people have put in front of him continually. So I think he's established. With Palmer, first of all, you've got some inflated stats with the penalties, and
8
penalties. It reminds me a little bit of when Bruno Fernandes first came to the Premier League, and he was smashing it.
No. Jake, can I just put something in before you carry on, though? You can't say that, because the difference between Bruno and Cole Palmer is that Bruno was stinking every single game. He was
No,
playing.
he wasn't. No. Bro, let me just land the point because
No. He's talking about when he first came
Yeah,
to
when he
England.
first came, he was cold. Like he was consistent.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. When he came, it was insane.
We're
He
talking
was
about
like
lockdown,
UFC.
Bruno.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
lockdown.
all I'm
When
trying
he
to say
first joined
is
in January, yeah, he was cold.
No.
exactly that first 6 months.
Yeah,
He was
cold.
amazing.
He was a problem.
Yeah. So yeah, he was amazing, bro. Like, and the thing is that when I look at Cole Palmer, sometimes he makes bad decisions. Sometimes,
Take away his ball striking ability.
He shoots sometimes when he should pass. He passes sometimes when he should shoot. That will come with age and development. But there's little things where I'm like, if he's getting double teamed, if he's getting triple teamed, if he's continually playing against low blocks, because teams are kind of playing against Chelsea. Teams don't respect them like that this season. So there's a few things that I need to see. But yeah, very good season. I think he's a very good player. We'll see how he ages, but I think he's still like I'd be looking at things like, is he better than Bowen?
Is he better than
on your points?
Bowen.
There's a few points. Yeah, there's a few points where I'm like interesting. One of them is you said Kulusevski was in good form. Palmer hasn't been in good form. He's had a good season. This isn't a form where we just it last like 6 months. He's been doing this since he touched grass, Nottingham Forest at home. Ever since that game when he came on and made a difference, people were like, oh. Then it was up till Christmas. People were like, oh, pen merchant. They started scoring open play goals. Then I was like, okay. They started getting more assists. Now we're here, where he's actually doing both, doing everything. So the penalties in itself obviously overinflate the overall impact in the game. But when you use your eyes and watch him, he actually has impact in game regardless of goals or assists or penalties. Okay? Yeah. So where I'm going to push back also on another point you made about Saka comparison, and Saka's been able to have tests and get through them. Of course, that's a fair point. Palmer's in his first season. And of course, this guy's not going to be a perfect decision maker because it's his first season. All we're saying as Chelsea fans this season is he's performed better than most right wingers in the league. That's it. Yeah, when people say he's better, I think I'm going to assume they mean this season. Because how can you compare one season's sample size to 4?
Yeah, and just the point on Kulusevski. Kulusevski came in January from Juventus, and then he had a run. So basically, it's just like from when he signed, he was excellent from that point until he got injured in like September. And that's another thing. You know, if Palmer gets an injury for a month, 6 weeks, disrupts his rhythm, things like that, young players, these things can happen. But I'm just saying that in that moment, I was like, wow, Kulusevski was affecting games. He was dictated. He had good GA. All I'm saying with Palmer is that, like, he's just a very good player. I put him in, the more I look at it, it's like Bowen level. Like, what Bowen's doing for West Ham is what he's doing for you. I put it, I think he's having a very good season.
Can I bring some evidence?
You compare Bowen to Saka, though.
One second.
I think Bowen's in that discussion.
Bowen was compared to Saka.
Bowen is definitely been compared to Saka on a regular basis.
No, but I'm saying, would you do it now? Because Bowen's actually also had consistent seasons. So
Bowen's had a great season, and he's been
Bowen's been killing it. But the reason why it's difficult is because Bowen is now playing as a striker.
I wouldn't say that. My point is that I would clearly say that Saka's better than Bowen, but even though they can be close, I could clearly say one was better than the other. That's the kind of point I'm making. I still would be comfortable saying Saka's better than Palmer, despite Palmer's very good season. And he's gone 1 for 1 because we only have his sample size, and his sample size is great.
No, exactly.
So he can't do any more. So he can't do any more than what he's done. But by the same token,
I think you're being reasonable.
One second.
Is, you know,
I just want to bring some evidence to the table. I want to bring some evidence to the table. Yesterday, you're on the terrace. It's not you. This is more what Don said.
Before Palmer was in the this from early. Though. I said it. I've said it already.
Don is so shameless. 2 penalties and a deflected goal, and he's like, I told you.
Let the chat actually hear what Don said.
I said it. I've said it already. When I said to Terry before, even Palmer before Palmer was in the picture, I said Saka's overrated. It's like Palmer. Not Palmer. It's like Terry looked at me like I slapped him. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sort of reaction you get anytime you speak about him, because they put him on this platform that he's not on. I'm sorry. I said this from early that Palmer's a better footballer than him. They told me, no, you ain't seen.
He did
So
say
it's not
earlier,
people's.
to be fair.
It's not people just
No,
done
but,
the reason.
Don's my guy. You know me and
The
Don.
reason why I said that.
He
One
said
second.
that from September, bro.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is because people
Yeah,
are
he's
not saying this
flip-flopping. He's
season.
always been mad.
It's not because people are saying this season. It's because people are saying he's a better footballer. To
Yeah,
the
but-
point where people are saying he's the best footballer out of them three.
When you
I
see
wanna
someone,
They're allowed to say.
yeah,
Tell me, go
when
on.
you see someone,
No, but I want to know what has Palmer shown
I
technically
got
to
it.
say he's superior.
Sometimes it's about the quality of the player and their football fundamentals. You know, when you see a player and he gives you like maybe 3 or 4 games and you watch him closely, you can actually see who is the better player on the spot. I can't give you an example off the top of my head, but I actually get where Dom's coming from. He's watched Palmer. He's watched. No. Okay, Mainly. Yeah. Go on. Yeah, it could be Mainly. Yeah, great example.
Example, because he's only played 22 games or something, but everyone can see like
that
he's got good potential to be like one of the better players. That's not saying he's better than
Bradley.
Conor Bradley. There's not saying Conor Bradley's going to be better than Arnold or Mainly's going to be better than Gerrard. But just saying you don't need to see 3 seasons to go, oh yeah, he's a baller. Palmer is 21 years old in his first Palmer's his first ever season professionally ever. How you put
he's got good fundamentals.
Don't make sense.
He's got good fundamentals.
Exactly.
Like, I can't deny.
You don't just get this by luck and just get
It
penalties.
also helps that he's come from the City Academy.
Exactly, Villa. You don't come from the City Academy and gets over 45 million because you're a decent player. 45 million for a 20-year-old. They obviously saw something. He only left because he needed to leave.
But don't defend Don now when you're saying you don't agree with his take.
No. I'm not defending Don. I'm defending what. Go around me.
What I don't agree with is saying he's a better player than Saka when Saka has done it at a higher level.
Bro, they're not saying just Saka.
Basis.
Don't forget that. They're not just saying Saka.
No. I get that, Egal. But what I can hear, which I can understand where he's coming from, I think Ches made the point, is the fundamentals that he has when it comes to first touch, the ability to strike a ball, his technical ability. I can hear the conversation of him being better than Saka, but that don't mean at this moment in time he's better than him. It's just that the fundamentals are there. Like we've seen people always use the whole Quaresma was a better footballer than Ronaldo, but then look what happened. Look what happened there. We'll never ever say Quaresma was better than Ronaldo. It's just that technically he was a better footballer, but Ronaldo was the greater and better player.
Chelsea fans are doing what every fan base does when you hype up your player. And I think Arsenal fans are being a little bit sensitive when it comes to Foden and Palmer because they know deep down it is a comparable thing to do this season.
But the thing I would say...
The problem is, I'll tell you what the problem is, yeah? One sec. You know what the problem is? They just can't hear any sort of slander towards Saka because he's their guy, just like Palmer's my guy, just like Vater's guy's Foden. So as soon as you mention his name, it's don't compare him to Palmer. Now next season, now we have a good season like this. We'll have to.
Let me just say one thing. Saka's creativity tops all 3 of them based on what he's done this season. If you actually look at the numbers,
now you go too far, man.
One second.
This is why you should have let me make my point before yours.
I don't like doing this. I don't like doing this, but you guys keep cutting me off. It's annoying. Let me finish my point, and then wallahi, I'm done. My main point is Palmer. I don't get where this whole thing comes from. I hear it with Foden because Foden I've been hearing for years. Technically, Foden is a better player than Saka based on technical ability. I hear that all the time, and I'm willing to concede that. But what has Palmer shown in a couple months to say that he's technically a better player when 8 of his goals are from penalties and he has the same amount of assists as Saka, and Saka has created more goals than him, has had more impact than him. But guess what? Because he's in a poor Chelsea side and he's a standout player, and Saka's in a good team where there's a lot of good players, he doesn't have to necessarily be the standout every week.
You shouldn't use stats if you're trying to do.
I'm not even using stats. I'm just asking. What has Palmer shown to say he's technically better than Saka?
He just said it.
No. You, as a Chelsea fan, should not be saying use your eyes, but you should be telling me what he does better than Saka.
No, but that's the whole point. We've made the point of why we think.
No, you guys are using vague analogies. You guys are using vague.
Let me answer the question. I said in this game, last game against Dammy's team, his IQ was high. He was creating chances. He was on the front foot. He was involved throughout the whole 90 minutes.
Well,
So let me land.
Okay.
So regardless if we got the 2 penalties or not, I still would have came out of that game, even with a loss, and said Palmer did his thing individually. Whereas Saka, in my opinion, this season has done the opposite, where I don't really think he's involved that much, but he'll be clinical because he's a cold player, get a goal and assist. And Arsenal fans, they come back to me and go, "Oh, he's got 10 goals now. How can you compare him to Palmer?"
Right.
That's my point.
So one point I just want to make is I like to think I'm reasonably switched on and smart, yeah. And I remember a few years ago, I would throw every right winger at Saka, like in terms of like Elise, oh, he's got a higher ceiling, Kulusevski, and there's been, and I'm a fast learner, yeah. That's why I don't do it now, because when I did it a few years ago, the boy proved me wrong. Yeah. When I talked about him, whether or not he should start for England, the boy proved me wrong. So when I'm talking about Saka, you've got to understand this is a player that continually proves people wrong who say the opposite about him. Yeah. So to me, Palmer has a long way to go before, even with this season, because I remember when Bruno first came and he was putting up those numbers, people were like best in the league. Form is temporary. Class is permanent. We'll see. The only thing with Palmer, he's one of one. He can't do any more than what he's currently doing. He's doing brilliantly. But so is Bowen. Obviously, Bowen's a lot older than him. And what Palmer can be is very, it's a very high ceiling. You know, he has a very, very high ceiling. But right now, if you're telling me Saka or Palmer, it's Saka. Do you know what I mean? It's Saka, but for his proven body of work at club and international duty over the last couple of years for a title challenger versus low blocks versus this in transition versus that. Like, he's done it all. So at this point, I have to give it Saka. But Palmer's coming. But respect to Saka.
Is it ridiculous to ask to explain the technical difference between Saka and Foden? I mean, because you can explain that.
That's a different conversation. I gave you Saka over Palmer.
One second.
We don't have to do Saka Foden tonight, do it?
You can explain the difference in technique between Saka and Foden in the sense that Foden has more touches on the ball. He's in more central positions. He's consistently in and around the ball wherever you are across the pitch. But when it comes to Palmer, I don't see that same level of technical difference.
That's not technical ability. You haven't named anything with Foden versus Saka. Just
Foden's ability. I'm talking about Foden's ability on the ball and everything.
Foden and Saka, yeah.
That's first touch. That's passing angles, passing range, ball striking. And I think Palmer's, based on what I've just said, is better than Saka at those things. I'm not the one to say that Palmer's better than Saka. I don't really debate those two. But if you're going to go on technique, there's a debate to be had. Whether you want to debate who is better based on what they've done, then I would probably agree with Saka. But if somebody wants to say
exactly, dummy.
And this is why I was going to quickly say
on Jay's point, yeah. Jay keeps going, "Oh, if I had to choose a player now between Saka and Palmer, I'll choose Saka." 99.9% of people would choose Saka because his sample size. We're not going to argue that argument. Longevity over one season, obviously. But my point I'm trying to make is,
but that's what I'm saying. But we're speaking reasonably.
My point is that we are just saying. Well, I'll speak for myself. I am just saying that this season, I can confidently come with my chest and say, I think Palmer's been better than Saka. I think he's been more involved. I think he's helped his team out, relatively speaking, more, in my opinion. I'll take Rice has been more of a different maker than Arsenal this season. I think Gabriel's been more of a different maker than Saka this season. And people will agree with it. That's not
for this season, Ches got
no. It's not at all. But I could just.
I'm being fair. I'm not being unbiased.
I'll look at it like this. Yeah, look at it quite simply like this, right?
Expectations are different.
Watkins, yeah. Watkins is a number 9 versus I don't know, Hoyland or something. Or, no, not Hoyland. Jesus. Is Watkins better than Jesus?
Yes.
I don't think he is, but he's having a better season.
There you go. I actually think Watkins is better than Jesus, but I knew Igal would would agree with my examples. That's why I asked Igal rather than any of you guys.
Listen, I think the perfect example is Erling Haaland right now is amazing. Everyone can admit that. But he might not be as technically gifted as some of the other strikers like the Benzemas of the world.
Like Isak or something. You might say
and
Isak
all
is
these
more
other guys,
technical
right?
than
But he's a
Haaland.
better player. He's a better player.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
these
So, Isak is more technical than Haaland, but Haaland is still a better number 9.
Now,
this is what makes.
Now, let me bring
just quickly, because I want to just quickly say on this point. This is why these debates are kind of useless at the same time, because you can say whatever you want about technical ability eye test, but it doesn't matter unless you got to back up with something. You got to be doing it at the highest level. You could say any Tom, Dick, or Harry is a better footballer than a world-class footballer because of the technical ability. But have they done it in a high pressurized situation? Yeah. Have they done it in the moments where they count? Have they done it
perfect?
Okay, I think this is the perfect time.
Literally one point that's not going to go on long. That's why the Saka thing irks me a bit, because he hasn't done nothing. If he'd won,
he's done it in a more high pressurized situation, though.
One second.
There's a difference between what's the difference between Saka and Foden?
The difference between Saka and Foden is Foden has been in a side that's been winning major honors, and Saka has been carrying an Arsenal team and getting them back to that level.
He has to break.
That's what I got. No one cares about carrying. We care about trophies. Foden.
Okay, but you clearly care about carrying, because that's what you're bigging up Palmer.
I don't care about your feelings, how you feel like you carried me.
You just bigged up Palmer for carrying Chelsea.
I care about trophies. I don't care about feelings.
So then why are you bigging up Palmer?
Because they're on the same level then. That's my point. You can't put Saka
my point is you're being hypocritical, because in one breath you're bigging up your player. 1 second. I'm being fair here. You're being hypocritical, because in one breath you're bigging up Palmer for the season that he's having. You're bigging up Palmer for the season that he's having. When you look at your team's performances, you guys are in 11th or 10th, wherever you are. Where Saka, not only has he been in a side that won an FA Cup, but he's also got our team from a team that was irrelevant to push us to not only top 4, but now pushing us for the league title and in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I'm sorry. One second. Chez, you keep doing this. I feel like you don't want to hear any of my points because you think I'm just being 100% biased. But the reality is, for the Euros, for the World Cup, for the Euros and the World Cup, he was one of the main reliable players for England. I'm not saying he's the best player for England, but he's one of the most reliable players. There is a case to be said that he's one of the most important players for England. For Arsenal, who's now competing at the top of the table with a monster of a Man City side and a resurgent back Liverpool team, you got Bukayo Saka, who's one of the main men who's spearheaded this Arsenal team back to that level. And you're talking about what has he done? Guess what? Until he wins silverware for you, he's done nothing. So in that breath, every single one of your players have been useless since the Champions League.
Exactly. That's our 10th.
Okay, so then you don't care.
Doing here? I'm consistent. When we were winning trophies, I had chess. You man all knew me. Ask Ram. What are we doing here? If you don't win,
no, I think that's wrong. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Because then in that breath, you're saying
you don't see your team winning. I'm sorry, you're not used to it.
Bro, you can clearly see Erling Haaland was a monster of a good player before he joined City to start winning major honors. You can clearly see players are good players before they start winning. There's a difference between team success and individual success. Hence why people rate Cole Palmer in the first place.
Agal, you've just used the exception that doesn't make the rule. You just used Erling Haaland. He's literally the anomaly.
I'm just trying to give you an example that individual players can be really. No, my point is individual players can be really good before they have team success. You don't necessarily have to always have team success right away to be considered a good player. He's still very young. I never said
to be a good player, to be world class.
No, but you said what has he done? The reality is, if Bukayo Saka was sitting on the bench for another team winning major honors but wasn't performing consistently, who would care about him?
Can't lie. I feel like you just made up points I didn't even say. I never said he wasn't a good player. I just said Foden is different to Saka because he's delivered for a team that's won major trophies. That's it. That's all I said. You started on your monologue about all this crap. That's all I said. What's wrong with what I just said? Is it not a fact or not?
How many
You started
players
talking
are?
about, oh, but my players carried my team from 5th. No one cares. I care.
But
No,
Ches, okay,
you're being
one
disingenuous.
second. Yeah, let me just ask Ches this question. Ches, based
Go
off
on.
what you just said, then, based off what you just said,
Yeah.
what are you saying about Harry Kane?
Harry Kane is literally the exception, doesn't make the rule. Because when I
That's
look at
what my
Jay,
point was. You see what I mean?
and my boy's consistent. Because if you have exceptional players like Haaland, who never won anything before City, yeah, he's still world class because he's very exceptional in what he does.
Couldn't
he's like
one
the
say
elite
that
bracket.
would extend to Saka?
Saka's not miles different to everybody else he's up
Well,
against.
my point is,
He's
if you
not.
make the exception for
Hey,
Kane,
are you saying he's miles
one
ahead
can
of
make
one in
an
the world,
argument to make the exception for Saka.
So Jay, are you saying Saka should be compared to Salah?
I'm saying that.
Yes.
I'm saying that I can't name 5 right wingers.
He's been very clever about this. He's been very clever.
I can't name 5 right
That's what he's
wingers
about.
better than Saka in world football.
That's not why I asked you, Jay.
What one classifies?
Better than Salah?
Hold on. What one classifies as world class is subjective. I can't say
true, yeah.
what is world class for you in your perception. All I can say is, can you name 5 right wingers in world football better than Saka? And if you can, yeah, cool. No, not world class. But if you can't, then you would have to then say he's one of the best right wingers in world football.
I put that challenge to anybody. Name 5 right wingers better than Saka.
So what we've just done is we've gone. You've just decided your world class bracket means if you're not in the top 5, you're not world class. I'd actually agree with that, but I could also argue just because you're in the top 5 doesn't all make you world class.
Yeah,
I would say
it could be a weak position. It could be like there's no world class players, but he's the best of the bad.
We agree.
We have to move on, but before we move on, who does Chelsea play this weekend?
Sheffield United away from home.
You better win that game and then get yourself.
Sheffield United have been improving recently, you know. I'm not gonna
We'll
lie.
probably draw or lose. I'm not even gonna lie.
If Chelsea drop points to Sheffield United, that after back of the win versus Man United,
no one will be surprised. No one will be surprised. Let's be real. If we drew, is anybody gonna be shocked? Be honest.
Well, you have to at least try to take advantage of this good run that you have ahead of you. You have Sheffield United, you have Burnley. You should expect to win. So you're thinking your team's gonna lose?
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna pitch a loss, but I'm saying if we did draw it out, none of us would be surprised.
Okay, what's your prediction though?
I'll probably say like 2-1 win.
2-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked is because I wanted to move on and I didn't want to forget about Chelsea's game.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
The way we're gonna do it today, we're just gonna ask the person who supports the club what they think, and if anybody has any thoughts, they can jump in. But I don't think you guys have anything else to say on the Sheffield United game. Let's quickly talk about Man City though. What?
I was gonna say we can move on to Liverpool, but it's fine.
We're gonna talk about Liverpool, Man United in a second. Vader, are you back yet?
Yo, I'm here. Unfortunately, I'm not in studio just yet, but now I'm here to talk on my team. Apologies for the viewers. I know you guys like seeing me.
Do you want me to wait?
Don't care about your face, mate.
Vader, do you want me to wait?
We want to see the background, man. We want to see the background.
Vader, do you want me to wait and come back to
you?
you?
No. Let's talk because there's a lot to cover. Also with the Liverpool United. Yeah, let's do it.
First, we got to talk Foden. Second, we got to talk about what do you call it? Your upcoming fixture versus Crystal Palace, and just what's the mood around your fan base right now? Because off the back of the Arsenal draw, it was kind of like doom and gloom. Now you guys kind of seem like you got a pep in your step.
You know what? After the Arsenal game, there was some a little hurt feelings because it was supposed to be a clash of the Titans and. It wasn't the case, but we talked about that already. Foden, because that was the first thing you brought up. I don't get in these debates anymore, you gal. Panelists, this Foden versus. I stay on mute. I don't talk about it anymore. It is clear, so I don't talk about it anymore. Now, the game that
what is clear?
Oh no, not debate again.
No, Vader. When people say something's clear, just elaborate. What do you mean by that? In case people don't know what you're talking about.
It's clear that he's been delivering for years. It's clear that he's got the talent, and it's clear if people want to do the numbers game, he does his thing. If people want to doubt him, go ahead and doubt him. But it's clear that you should be respecting him as a player. If you guys want to have the debates, because that's all subjective, go ahead and do it. But he's a star, and many have already referred to him as world class. So I'm not having the debates anymore. What he did for us, y'all can criticize the hat trick. Y'all can criticize and say the goals didn't look top notch. However you want to do it, but in terms of importance, my man was key. And when I say key, I mean we needed him to step up because Foden was the guy from the very beginning. KDB on the bench, Holland on the bench, Pep looking and saying, you know what, I've got to consider Crystal Palace moving forward. I got to consider Real Madrid. I'm going to trust Foden to be able to do his thing. And of all players this season, he's been the most consistent one. A lot of City fans will say that he's been the best player for us this season. If people want to talk about the most important, that definitely falls with Rodri because we've got no coverage for Rodri. Rodri goes out, there's no one that can really step up and do what he does. When KDB drops off, we got Foden. When Alvarez can't play in that 10, we got Foden. When Pep's trying to do his madness. But overall, he was so important to us. I love every goal that he had, and he deserved that hat trick. Now, the reason why I sound calm is because there's a lot of games played. And I didn't like conceding points to Liverpool. Egal, that's why I was so angry. I was like, Egal, Arteta played for the draw. He was like, Liverpool, take those 3 points. Take your win, or sorry, continue to take that 2-point lead. I didn't like that. But we look at Liverpool and how they played recently. They didn't really look that convincing, to be honest with you.
Are we going to ignore the fact that Aston Villa tried to attack you and then they got a goal, but then they got Pam 4-1? You just wanted Arsenal to come to your house and bend over and take it.
See, this is where you take it too far, you go. There's a fine balance.
You know, they were missing some of their best players, by the way. So there's a big difference. You rolled up to the Etihad with what, your best 10? They rolled up with like 3 players injured, suspended.
No, my point is, City haven't conceded a goal. City haven't had a clean sheet as a team leave with a clean sheet at their house in 47 games. Congrats. They haven't had a team get a draw at their house in
yeah, but again, why? Well, you know what? I can't think anything less because obviously you're a rival fan, so you're going to use the stats to suit you. But City have also not been able to keep clean sheets at the Etihad, so Arsenal could have got in there being like, "Lo, let's get this goal" because they're leaky. But you
want to know something? Mikel Arteta knows your club, bro. He knows your club, and he knows your club. Maybe not. Maybe out of all the managers, he probably knows it better than everybody else, even more than the club. Because he worked there previously.
Yeah.
So and I don't want to what strategy is probably the best to utilize. Now he equipped himself defensively and continued to improve the team defensively for these games. And you know something, Vader, you probably don't want to draw Arsenal in the Champions League. You'd rather probably play Bayern.
What? Why would I rather face Bayern who have European heritage? Why would I rather face Bayern who have won this Champions League recently?
Because Arsenal have taken 4 points off you this season in the league, and in the Champions League 2-legged tie, we might have that advantage over you. Where Bayern Munich, you whooped their ass last year.
No, I did. I had them, and I'd rather face. The only reason why I'd rather face Bayern is because of the heritage. I love the run that City went on last season to be able to deal with Bayern and Real Madrid. No one had no talks for me at the end. No one had no.
You would rather face Arsenal than Bayern.
And I think an easier run would be facing Arsenal, but I think the story.
Come on, you can't be serious.
No, I can't be serious. We know each other very well, Egal. That's the reason why I think it would be an easier. I don't think there would be any surprises from Arteta with how you would face City moving forward. There's no additional wrinkles that you guys could do. The only thing that you could possibly do is maybe play less defense than you did last time. Maybe.
Well,
like honestly,
surely if you played Bayern, you'd whoop their ass.
Why are we talking Champions League right now?
Yeah, man. Why are we talking Champions League, man?
We might be playing each other again.
Egal, you're in your feelings. This is supposed to be me talking about Foden and league play. You didn't like what I had, so you got me sidetracked. No, listen. Arsenal quality squad. We'll see what happens moving forward. Me and Champions League will deal with that when the time comes. But I like how Pep dealt with the rotation. I like how Pep had the players rested that need to be rested. we've got this Crystal Palace game. You guys are gonna dismiss it and poo-poo it and say it's Crystal Palace, but this is actually one of the teams that are a little bogey-ish. I can't afford to get a draw. I can't afford to drop points. So that's where I'm like, I wonder how Pep's gonna set them up, because we do have Champions League moving forward. When you also ask me about who would we rather face moving forward, I'm not even thinking about that. I got Real Madrid right now, and that's going to be a big game. So if you're asking me for a score prediction before I even know the starting 11, which I hate to do because I'm a man of information, I'm going to say a 2-1 City over Crystal Palace. We don't keep clean sheets home or away, so I'm going to go with the 2-1.
I think everyone here, let me know what you guys think. City, Crystal Palace. You think Crystal Palace can get something?
I see it at home.
No, it's Crystal Palace at home.
For some strange reason, I haven't seen any of Crystal Palace's games in the last few weeks. I just feel like they've just disappeared from the Premier League. So I can't give you any.
Ever since they sacked Roy Hodgson, they've just kind of sat in irrelevance.
The thing with Palace is I've played them under the new manager, so solid. Basically, kind of like they play like just how they play like they play like they always played. Nothing much has changed, but at least Eze is fit. I think City win. The one thing I was just going to say on City's win against Villa was City. The intensity was really good from City in the second half. They looked like they had that. That energy wasn't there against Arsenal. Not to that level, I didn't think. But yeah, I think City will be comfortable against Palace. Well, not comfortable, but I think they'll win. It's interesting for me. I think Arsenal for me is really
we're gonna get to Arsenal.
That's the game where I'm looking at it and I'm thinking,
get to Arsenal next.
Okay.
But we're gonna get there next. But Ches, what are you saying? Palace get anything away from City? I mean, at home versus City?
Yeah, Vader's right. These men can see a lot of goals at home. I think away from home, they probably play better, I feel like Foden's going to turn up in this game. I feel like they will have too much for Palace. Quite poor midfield as well. And the over-reliant on Eze and Elise is out. So, yeah, man, I think City will just do the job. I'll be surprised if they drop points. I'll be really surprised. I think City get it done.
You know what? Palace is their bogey team. Come on, Palace. Give me something. I need a 1-1 draw or something. But yeah, what you saying, Demi? You think they get anything from this game?
Based on the fact that they're the bogey team, there's an argument, but no, I think City will win this. I think maybe like 2-1, maybe.
Ram, you have any faith?
I think I see it similar to Bournemouth, where they might score early, but they're just going to be pammed with so many shots on goal. But I don't trust a lot of Crystal Palace's finishes, so I think they might get the job done.
It's also an early game.
Is Champions League next week? Say again, Chess? Is it Champions League next week?
Yeah. Arsenal play Tuesday. Arsenal play Tuesday. City play Wednesday, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He might rest some players then. Maybe.
Yeah.
No, I think Arsenal plays Tuesday.
Rested. Erling Haaland will probably play because he got rested last game. Kevin De Bruyne might play. You never know. This is the time where Pep does his rotations. Arteta needs to start doing his rotations too. But I think this is a good segue to Arsenal quickly, and we're going to end off with Man United, Liverpool, of course. So let's just quickly talk about the Arsenal Brighton game. I think Brighton is one of our toughest opponents. Like, we consistently find them tough because they play a really good style of football, and they find ways to get at us. But at their ground last year, we beat them 4-2. Earlier this season at the Emirates, we kind of stifled them and we beat them 2-0. So I think maybe we've turned that corner from them being a bogey team.
You missed one. There's one in between. There's one that you conveniently missed in between. I think it'd be a good game. They beat you 3-0.
But that was that. At that point, the season was done, bro.
Anyways, I think it'd be a good game though. I think Brighton, they're Europa League now. So they've got nothing to really look forward to in Europe. So they've just got to try and climb the table. I don't think they're too far apart from us as well. So it's away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's away.
Yeah, good job calling them out on over or just dismissing the loss to Brighton. But
yeah, that was a good dummy. I like that.
No. But what you guys got to realize is, at that point, mentality was already gone. Like season was done for us. Like
Yeah, but
we were fine.
Brighton's season would have been over too.
But mathematically, you could still win. You could have still won the league at that point.
No, but we've seen City and Liverpool go down to 1 point. Forget mathematics, bro. At that point,
No, I was saying last year when you lost.
We lost the league.
You don't play for pride at the Emirates.
The league was
play for
done.
pride at the Emirates.
The league was
No,
done.
it wasn't because that's when all your stadiums, everyone left the stadium because they were pissed. You lost 2 in a row.
Also, you lost the league at Forest, which is the week after, so the league wasn't done.
Bro, officially, we lost the league on the second last game week of the season. But when it comes to like points difference to City, we lost the league before we even went to the Etihad. We lost the league versus Liverpool, West Ham.
Not an excuse to lose 3-0 at home, though, is it?
Anyways, long story short, that's not going to happen this season. We're a different team now. We're a little bit more pragmatic. We're going into this game. We have a different element about ourselves. We don't necessarily go gung ho like we used to in away games where and then get killed on the counter. So I'm hopeful that this is going to be a game where we can manage it, get a couple goal lead, and sit on it for the rest of the game and just finish the game off 2-0. That's what I'm going with. And we're going to have a quite fully fit squad. Bukayo Saka should be a late decision if he's going to be fit or not. But everybody else is available, and it's going to be interesting to see Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Odegaard start together for the first time since the Community Shield.
Oh, is that what's going to happen?
I think you draw.
That's most likely going to happen. Yeah.
If that happens, that's actually not a good thing, low key.
Why?
Because you
Jorginho
have a good The reason why I say that, you have quite a good balance with the whole like Havertz and Jorginho and Rice thing, or Odegaard, Havertz and Rice, and it kind of works quite well. So if you change,
I know, but it is getting to a.
I don't know if Partey could do the same role that I don't know if Rice could Partey could do the same role that Havertz does, like an 8.
Partey's quite good at passing the ball, so he can.
Where would he play? Would he play 8 or 6? Like who would play that 6?
He plays 6. He was playing 6 last year. He would play the same 6.
Also, Rice would be out of position then.
Rice has been out of position. Rice has been on the 8 position majority of the season.
Oh, Jorginho's played there.
Yeah, not the majority.
Oh, really? I don't remember that. Yeah,
bro.
Because when Havertz plays in midfield and stuff,
since
January plays the 6.
Since January, Declan Rice has been playing 8.
When Jorginho plays, but I'm saying if say Havertz was playing, he'd be playing the 6, no?
Yeah, but majority of the games as of late, Declan Rice has been playing 8.
Yeah, since Jorginho came back in the side, he's played as an 8. But before
that's only recently. Yeah, that's not been a long time.
Bro, even against Chelsea, didn't he play in the 8 against Newcastle?
It was ages ago.
Yeah, that's my point exactly. To show you
that was one game. That was that one game he came in for that game. I remember that.
Yeah, it's like, but Trossard has played false 9. Trossard has played on the left. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like I won't worry too much. But yeah, just on this, Igal, are you?
Do you guys hear my man? Do you guys hear Ram under his breath saying, "I think draw"? You're just hoping Arsenal drop points.
No. This. I can honestly see a draw because Brighton have slowly been getting better under the radar.
I've also got a new stat to bring you. Brighton have lost just 1 game at home in the Premier League season.
It's not looking good, brother.
That was in August.
So when we beat Brighton, you guys are gonna say, "Oh, that was a big win."
I'm backing you.
Big win again. Big win.
I literally just said a stat. That's all I said. I just saw my TL 2 minutes ago. That's all.
Okay. Let me know, people in the comments. What do you think the score prediction is going to be between Brighton and Arsenal? I'm going with the 2-0 victory. Vader, you there?
2-0.
2-0 Arsenal victory.
I can see Brighton scoring.
What are you guys saying?
I think you'll win easily.
I don't think they're going to win it. Like, honestly, I've just got to feel like look at the evidence, right? Brighton, if they don't shoot themselves in the foot, like what I mean is just pass the ball to Arsenal. Yeah, like, from the defense, I can see them doing something stupid like that in the game. But if they play Verbruggen, if they defend properly, they're very capable. Like they're very capable of putting together. Because what Brighton can do that a lot of other teams can't do is they can put patterns of play together that can create them a chance against Arsenal. A lot of teams can't even create chances. So Brighton are going to be capable of creating chances against Arsenal. Not saying they're definitely going to take them on nothing, but I'm just saying that they can if they go into this game with an energy that they can get something out of it, they can get something out of it.
So if they go into the game positive, do you think they can get something out of it? But
They smashed us.
But are you gonna put your are you gonna put your neck on the line and say it's gonna happen?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that it's very Arsenal are very capable of going there, stifling Brighton, not letting them play out, causing them to make mistakes in their final defensive third, and you create chances like how you did against Luton. But Brighton are capable of playing through the press. Do you know what I mean? And it's like if they can play through the press, get a Dingra one-on-one with White, stuff like that, it could be an interesting game.
Fair enough. I disagree, but hey, I think sometimes I think some people look at every opponent differently, and Mikel Arteta is one of those guys. And as a manager, he's going to be prepared for this team, and he's going to know their weaknesses, and we're going to capitalize on this Brighton team that has looked quite poor in relative form compared to what they were last year. But yeah, Ram said draw. We're going to move on now to the big game. Manchester United versus Liverpool. And I'm not going to lie to you, Dami, I probably have more faith in you than you do in your own team at this moment.
Based on what? Based on what?
Based on what you did against them in the
fact
FA
he
Cup.
needs us to lose.
No. Based on what you did against them in the FA Cup.
Can I ask you a question? Wouldn't you think it would be good to base the team going into it? I know his form goes out the window, but based on what they just did in their last game,
I think Manchester United always tend to seem to bounce back when they have bad performances. They seem
from what we're sixth. We've lost 12 games this season. Where are you bouncing back from?
You beat them in the FA Cup.
I mean, to be fair, you're like Chelsea. When you're expected to lose, you win. When you're expected to win, you lose.
No, I hear that. And
using his logic, you drew and lost. So now would be the time for everyone to say you would lose, which now means you'll probably win.
I hear that.
Everyone's going to be saying in the media, "Oh, they're on social media. Rashford when he's chilling, you're like, oh, you man, are crap." They'll probably get a result now. It's weird.
Also, Liverpool are currently top of the league. They just played a game midweek versus Sheffield United. They didn't really capitalize and take the goal advantage back from Arsenal. They only won by 2 goals and conceded a goal against Sheffield United also.
What's goal advantage got to do with anything, Agal?
If you draw one game, we
are not going to smack teams left, right, and center, are we?
If you draw points, you know what it is.
Yeah, if we win all our games, then what?
Hey, if you win all your games, I salute you.
So what are we doing then, Agal? What are we doing here, bro? We know the assignment. We've got to win every single game.
We're going to drop points, and this is one of your toughest games remaining.
Bro, the players know the assignment. We got to win every single game.
You know what? The Manchester United lot know that this is their last time facing Klopp, and they want to make him leave on a sour note.
And
am I wrong?
Also, it works both ways, the gal, because this
Danny has no chest for Manchester United.
I told you I'm done with this season. Just get me to August. I'm done.
But doesn't this mean something to you? Stopping Liverpool from getting their 20th league title?
It does, but then I'll get my hopes up, and then we lose 3-0.
They're going to start singing 20 times to you next year if they win the league.
Well, then that's where you come in. You should do your job and win this league, so that doesn't happen.
No, but I need them to drop points somewhere. I can't.
They already dropped points, Danny. That's why.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, maybe you should go to Etihad. You should have beaten the Etihad.
But Dami, this is actually pathetic. I have to get you up for a game against Liverpool.
I said,
he just lost 2 goals in 1 minute in 101st minute just yesterday. Let him land.
I know, but he also won a similar game versus Liverpool.
You know what trauma that would be if you lose 2 goals in the last second of the game? You can't just forget.
You know how galvanizing that can be.
Doesn't get.
You know how galvanizing that can be. Do you know how galvanizing that can be? That could get them back up and ready to go versus the next team.
This is wishful thinking. I can't lie to you. This is very wishful thinking.
I can't lie, Ram. You're laughing and showing teeth, but I feel like Liverpool could drop points. And we could be laughing.
You know what? No. Do you know why I'm laughing? I'm laughing at the fact that Igal's trying so hard, but Dammy's just done. Dammy's done. Just get the picture, guy. David doesn't want no help.
No involvement with.
He's done with the
Man
team.
United, yeah.
But when it comes to my team, I can only see us drawing or losing if United have two ways: getting a jammy or goal and then just sitting back, or we do something stupid like we did in the last game when we took off Salah, we took off Soboslai, we took off all our best players until the game was done. If we do something like that, we will 100% drop points. So what I don't want Klopp to do, I want these guys to take it seriously, and I want these guys to go in and get the job done. I don't want no revenge tool. I don't care about revenge. I just want to get it done. Get it done. Get one step closer to the Premier League trophy. And I think that's what these Liverpool players have got in their mind, because I think one of the reporters asked McAllister whether it's going to be revenge season going to Old Trafford. And he was like, look, to be honest, I don't care about revenge. I just want to get the 3 points and win. And that's what that mentality should be going into every single game. Us as fans, we can say revenge. We can do whatever we want. But these players, their mindset should be 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. How many more games until we can win this trophy? That's what their mindset should be, man.
By the way, this is where we need to play Liverpool again. Let's see.
I got something for them. Come Old Trafford again.
Okay.
I got something for them.
Guys, clip that up in case it goes wrong. Listen, I'm telling you right now, Greg's is saying he's got something for you. I don't have 100% faith in Man United picking up all 3 points. That's
so
the
what was
honest
that
truth.
then?
That's the honest truth.
If you don't
But you want to know something else?
Want
to know something else? The Premier League is Liverpool's to lose. You got 8 games remaining. You have to win every game. That's the fucking standards that Pep Guardiola has set in this league.
Yeah. And I think it is ours to lose. Hence the fact we are 2 points ahead of you lot, and we've got 8 games left. It's literally ours to lose.
None of this underdog story, okay?
Oh, I know what you're doing, Gal. I heard what you said at the football terrace. I heard it. It's an interesting conversation, I'll say. But no one's underdogs at this point. At this moment, when no one's underdogs. The only time we can ever label us underdogs is at the end of the season, looking back at the start of the season, when we get that trophy. When we get that trophy, and we're looking back at the start of the season, then you can say it was an underdog win because no one expects us to win. But at this moment, no, hell no. People are taking us as one of the title contenders, so we're not underdogs. It's a little bit of mental gymnastics, but I'll say this. None of us are underdogs. It's our trophy to lose, and Arsenal got to do their job, City's got to do their job, and we have to do our job.
I fully agree with that.
So you would agree? So if we won the Premier League, looking back at the season, it was an underdog Premier League win for Liverpool.
And if Arsenal, looking back at the Premier League, it was an underdog Premier League win for Arsenal.
No.
Yeah.
What was you gonna ask me?
We would have won a title race against City and Liverpool.
That's not underdog.
You finished second and spent £200 million. Why would I consider Liverpool are the ones who finished?
The reason why you consider Arsenal
midfield.
The reason why you consider Arsenal underdogs is because there was a point in the season where we dropped points and we were in third, and everyone was saying Arsenal's out of it. And for us to claw back from that position and to then go on to win it,
you see one game in 8,
I don't recall at any point this season people saying, if anything, people were like, "Have you bottled it?" Yeah.
Do you remember? One second. Let me jog your memory. Do you remember the combined 11 Real Madrid trending all over Twitter after
That's because you said Real Madrid.
Listen to what I said. After we lost to Fulham, every single fan base, including foreign fans, were coming for us. Because we were
because a lot of foreign fans had a go at you because you didn't even watch Real Madrid like that.
And also, you said you would have players playing for Real Madrid, and then you lost to Fulham. It's a mocking. It's mock worthy. Like it's piss take worthy.
Let's actually do the prediction though. I'm gonna back Man United. I'm gonna go 2-1 Man United.
That was so unconvincing again. What the hell?
Yeah, fair enough.
If you gotta say it properly, bro.
Once again, I said it. I've done a video on my channel already predicting the remaining games, and I had this one labeled as a loss for you guys.
Well, Gal,
And I
did
had
you predict your team
and
to
I
win the
had the
league?
game at the Etihad as a draw also, just so you guys know.
But Gal, did you
Very
predict your team to win the league? This is no gas. I'm just wondering.
Go watch the video.
Oh, what can you just tell me?
No, go watch the video. I'll link it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that's a yes.
All right, that's smart, guys. Smart. Get that viewership up, man.
Free
Nah,
promo for yourself. Innit?
Anyways, give me your predictions, guys, for this game.
Someone's going to
United
win.
game.
The United
The thing
Liverpool
is
game.
United have like as much. United have no midfield. Yeah, it's just so easy to run through. And if Liverpool are just competent, they should score at least 2 goals.
Yeah,
like minimum 2 goals.
Gal, Ram, you know the last game, if you guys were clinical, you'd have easily won that game in the first half. Like it would have been.
Oh yeah,
gone.
it would have been 5-0 after half.
Like Jay's saying, because you've messed around at the end of the first half and didn't score those goals, it gave them impetus to come back. So I agree with Jay. If you manage just remotely clinical by just like a bit more than Chelsea, you'll win. But it's pressure, right? Away from home, home fans are up for it. So it's going to be a lot of intangibles, but it'll be interesting. I think Man United could get a draw. I'm not even guessing. I think Ramsden.
Can I just add a little stat? A little stat for you guys. The last time United beat us in the FA Cup, we played them at Old Trafford again and beat them 4-2.
That was in COVID.
COVID. Yeah. Just a little stat, just a little one, just to put it in there, you know. Just there.
If Man United just beat
us, what's the point? Why are you saying this?
I'm asking the question, and I'm not really getting no answers. Are you guys going for Liverpool win or United win? What is it?
Draw.
You know my stance.
Yeah, I'll go with a crazy 3-3 draw, just for branding reasons.
But one thing I would say is United broadly played well against Chelsea.
They what?
They brought apart from the mistakes, yeah. The general performance. Well, okay, so the team broadly played well. Do you know what I mean? It's hard for me to say this. I'm trying to say Casemiro was horrible, yeah. And
wait. Did they really? How many players can you say played well?
Garnacho.
They're not well.
Garnacho played well.
He didn't play well.
If Garnacho didn't play well, nobody played. If Garnacho didn't play well, nobody played well.
Anthony played well. I'll give you Anthony.
Yes,
he played well.
He didn't play a penalty.
Anthony played well.
Yeah,
but listen, you're looking at individual. I'm looking as a team. Like the team looked pretty. They looked all right. Like it's hard for me to explain because the bar's been so low. But like they passed the ball.
But the perspective is they looked all right against a team in 10th.
No, that's what I'm saying. The press,
like,
the press was okay.
Mean,
they could create some chances. They had a good count. Like they looked these. If you compare the game that they conceded 30 shots to Brentford to the game they played against Chelsea, they look like peak Real Madrid against Chelsea compared to that performance.
We look threatening, is what I will say.
On a real, Gusto cooked.
Because he's a baller, I rate him highly.
Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping it up. Don't worry, before 5 o'clock, before 10 o'clock. But everyone, just give me your predictions, and then we're pretty much done. And everyone in the chat, do me a favor, hit that like button right now, and let me know your score predictions in the comment section right now, or else. Damn! Anyways, let's get the show. Let's continue. What are you saying, Demi?
3-3. I'm just gonna throw out the high scoring game.
Ches?
I'm gonna go 2-2.
I'm going Man United win 2-1. Jay?
I feel like there's twists and turns in the Premier League, but not quite yet. I'm gonna go 3-2 Liverpool.
Whoo! Liverpool stay top of the league for you, Jay, and then Ram. My apologies. Go ahead.
2-1. And it's going to be a winner from the best midfielder in the league on form, Alexis McAllister, and signing of the season, Alexis McAllister.
I didn't realize you were going to go there. So who is the signing of the season? Wouldn't you say it's Cole Palmer, Ches?
It's who, sorry?
Wouldn't you say the signing of the season is Cole Palmer?
No. For example, if Rice delivers a Premier League, it's probably him.
And if McAllister delivers a Premier League, it's him.
Yeah, it'll be him. Yeah, because obviously, forget the price. You come in, you help your team with the trophy.
I think McAllister probably gets it on price because
Price,
it's like 35 million.
Yeah, true.
He's doing it's a nonsense for what his performance is really.
But Rice has been more like not the whole season though.
Rice has been excellent. Like
Yeah.
Rice has been excellent. McAllister's been excellent.
McAllister wasn't good in the first 2-3 months.
Surely, if Rice is a what do you call it, player of the season candidate, wouldn't he be more of a favorite to win it?
But you could argue when McAllister didn't have a great start because he was forced to play in a position he didn't play ever in his life. He plays as a 6 for Argentina, but a 6 for Argentina is completely different for Liverpool. Man's asked to be more like a Fabinho, where he's never ever done that in his career.
But Ram, the only thing I would say is, and it's funny because a lot of my fan base has been quite critical of Bazuma of late, and I remember when they're being critical, I look at the other sixes, and even when McAllister was playing as a 6, he was playing well as a 6. Okay. He was just maybe making a mistake on the ball or not making a specific tackle.
Transitions was a problem.
Yeah, he was in the right place. He was always in the right kind of area, but maybe he'd get beaten to the ball or maybe he'd give it away. Like I look at like Paulinho and you lose the stuff on the ball with Paulinho, or you look at like an Onana and it's not as good. So I think there's not a huge, even as a 6, when you see what Endo can do, but you know he can't pass like McAllister. Yeah, he's got the natural positioning and where to be. So I think, McAllister.
But I'd say, Jay, as a benefit, when he did play as a 6, he's become more durable himself. He's now starting to get into challenges.
He knows he has a better understanding of what he needs to do off the ball as well now to help the team. So that's a huge. And
by the way, the strike yesterday, even though it was against Sheffield United, the most cleanest strike I've seen since 2004. Olympiacos by Gerrard, to be precise.
Oh. So are we doing Gerrard comparisons again?
No, we got.
Because last time you guys did Gerrard's comparisons, it was with Szoboszlai, and he fell off a cliff lately.
Don't do that, Gal.
But that's fair. He did fall off.
But he hasn't fallen off a cliff. He's done what he's expected to do, which is to play like Henderson. Unfortunately, a player of his quality is meant to do the Henderson role. Unfortunately, that's how it is.
And Cody Gakpo scoring a goal. That guy, he's terrible, but like he scored a goal.
Like confidence. I don't care. Confidence breathes into the team now, man.
You know what? We're going to wrap it up there, bro. But before we go any further, guys, do me a favor. You guys can go check out Chez's channel. He has the link. I put the link to his channel there. The Ram stand for Ram. I'm going to need to put your link in there. And I also put Vader's link in the chat. I'm also going to put Hamza Talk Ball because I think that's where Dami's channel is. And we're out of here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I really do appreciate you guys jumping on and supporting the channel and watching the video today. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And, of course, Vader saying the best signings, Rice, due to the injuries to Partey. Big up to you. You defo don't watch us. Who said that? I'm confused.
I think he's talking about Rice and McAllister. And I'll say this. You don't watch us. So
McAllister's been good. Declan Rice, McAllister, and Rodri have been the 3 best midfielders in the Premier League. But I'm out of here. You guys have yourselves a good one. Dami, big up to you. Big up to Jay. Big up to Chez. Big up to Vader. And big up all you guys in the chat. Hopefully you guys like the video and you guys come join us on YouTube if you're watching on Twitter. And I'm out of here, people. Peace.